now on your screen, a box has jumped up. You have to click the word "Got it." And after you click that, it should get out of your way. And then you need to create this setup where you have 2 chairs on either side with the backs facing in, so you have room between them, right? So this is for when we're doing balance and weight shifting and things like this, that you're safe on either side, and also a chair back so that you can sit, and these should be out in front of you and wide enough that you have some space there. And after you created that setup, go ahead and sit on your chair. Sit at the front edge of your chair, right? So that the only thing really touching the chair is your 2 buttock bones, your sits bones. Rest your hands on your thighs or resting palm to palm like so on your lap. And we get this structural integrity, this top of the head aligned with the bottom, the floor of the pelvis, the perineum spot, right? So those are like 2 ends of a battery of an energy channel that we want to have lined up. And then we let everything else relax. And that line, that central line, is going to be a constant, whether we're sitting or when we stand up, when we weight shift, move sideways, when we rotate, whatever we're doing, that center line is a constant. And Ilana, let me have you mute yourself. Make sure you're muted, bottom left corner. And so again, this is the essential practice that I hope some of you are doing. I hope all of you are doing it regularly, where you're using the safety of a chair to practice good alignment and to practice softening and relaxing your tension, the grip, the hold in the body. That holding and gripping in the body that comes up when we stand, especially if you're working with Parkinson's, or you're just as people age, they get a little less steady on their feet. So then they become tenser and there's more tension in the body, which makes you more top heavy, falling, right? So what we're working on with Tai Chi and Qigong and Taoist movement is this recognition that the body is best operated when it's supple, when it's loose, when it's soft, right? So initially we just find central channel, steadiness, a feeling of connection to the ground through the chair. And we start at the far end of the spectrum of stillness. So we're not going right into movement. First, we have to set this state of mind, nervous system calm, body settled but well aligned, breathing, right? Long, smooth inhale in, a little hold of that breath, long, smooth exhale out, a little hold of that breath out. When you're ready, you inhale again. So we'll take about 12, 15 breaths, elongating the process of inhale and exhale. Of course, if as you're sitting here, your body feels like it wants to move and adjust, whether it's your head or neck, you want to just gently circle, or if your shoulders feel tight, you want to shrug them up and then relax them. I always find I enjoy kind of opening and closing leg bones at the hip sockets, because this area gets tense and tight. So you kind of open, close, internal, external rotation, little turning of the torso. So feeling a loosening, right? You're not stuck here in stasis lock, but you're free. You're free. And so we're finding that stillness isn't the absence of free movement. It's actually the removing of any obstacles to that free flow, that leaning or tilting. That's actually a quality. There's a quality of stillness we experience when we allow that. This final 7-8 breaths, connecting to your body from brain through nervous system to all the receptor sites throughout the body. Final few breath cycles. Noticing any activity in the mind that is projected to any other place or time, right? If you're thinking about something else or someone else, just notice that it's a problem that can get us in trouble if our mind is elsewhere while we're on the move, while we're walking. So letting, if you can, anything that isn't just a clear mind present in this moment, letting that dissolve, letting that clear so that you're just present in your body with your breath. Very simple state. And then from this state of presence and connectedness to your body, we do our first movement. So I'm turning sideways so that you can see some of the angles, but you can just stay facing forward. No need to change your angle. Slide your hands forward, drop the head just a little bit, and softly round the back. Then slide your hands back, pull your elbows back, shoulder blades back, look way up. So now you're arching. And again, slide your hands forward, drop the head, softly round. Slide your hands back, pull your elbows back, looking way up, arching. Let's do this 3 more times. All 24 vertebrae in your spine getting a gentle coaxing loose. We're also moving our arms and shoulder blades, our skull, and our pelvis at the leg bone connection. We're getting a little bit of gentle loosening. So it's this loosely connected body that can move with ease and fluidity. Last one here. After you finish your final arch looking up, then settle to the middle. From the middle, slide left hand forward, right hand back. As you do that, turn towards your right and look over the shoulder. And then back to middle and switch sides. Right hand forward, left hand back. And switch again, turning. So same concept of gently loosening, gently coaxing tension to release. And noticing you're moving at the hip joint, where the leg and hips meet. You're also moving through the 5 lumbar vertebra, the 12 thoracic, the 7 neck vertebra, and your arms and shoulders. Shoulder blades are just gently sliding through space. And after you finish your next one to your second side, should be your left side, settle back to the middle. Hang the arms off the side of the chair. Now tip over softly to your right. As you tip to your right, float your left wrist up and reach your left arm more down. So feel that lengthening, kind of opening up through that shoulder girdle. And then come back to middle, reaching left arm down as you tip to the left, right wrist comes up. And then back to middle. and switch. Now we're doing side to side. Now, important here is notice the path my wrist is taking. As I go this way, notice I'm not reaching it way out or doing anything crazy. It's just right there. And then back. And it just floats up and it's very light. Side bend. And back. And back. All right, now middle, shrug. Shrug your shoulders way up. And then melt your shoulders way down. Again, shrug way up. And melt way down. Shrug your shoulders way up. And down. Circles. Shoulders go forward, up, back, down, forward, up, back, down, forward and up, back and down. Continue. Last one. Other direction. Shoulders go back and up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down. Continue. Back, up, forward, down. And pause. Bend the elbows, bring the hands up. Elbows out and up. Down. Around in front and touch and squeeze them together if you can. And down. Out and up. Down. In and squeeze. Down. One more. Now, elbows back, down, forward and possibly up, down, back, down, forward and up, down, back, and down, forward and up, and down. Scoot back on your chair just a little bit so you're feeling very stable. Then right leg, pull it up, loading it up, push it away from you, reload it, set it down. Left leg, load it, push away, reload, down. Load, push, load, down. Switch, load, push, load, down. One more of each. Now, right leg extend, foot, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. Invert, evert, foot goes a little in, out, in, out, in, out. And circles, in and around. And out and around. Switch feet. Point and flex. Invert, evert, slightly in, slightly out. circles, in and around. Out and around. And down. Once again, scoop all the way forward to the front edge of your chair. Sit there for a moment, have your legs at hip distance. Okay. Now from here, turn left leg externally, and then lift the toes and turn the left leg internally. Bring the knee to point in, toes to point in. Lift the toes, turn on the heel, knee and toes point out. Lift the toe, knee and toes point in. Feel that from the hip socket. External, internal. External, internal. Two more. Open, close. One more. Open and close. Back to neutral. Other leg. Lift the toe, turn external and internal. External. We go right through neutral and keep turning so they turn in at this sort of awkward looking angle. But this is how we wring out the hips so that we don't have a bunch of tension in there, keeping us from feeling loose and lithe and agile, right? And back to neutral. Now both. Open, close. Feel that knees almost touching, toes almost touching. Open, close. Couple more, and notice the pelvis can be still, can just be quiet, can be sitting here as the legs are moving freely. And that's the sort of relationship we want our limbs to start to have with our torso, is less about sucked in and glued and more loose and floaty and light, right? And so it's one thing to do that with the arms, but we can also find that quality in the legs. And that's very important, so that we feel loose and we can move, right? Rather than everything stuck together, right? Okay, so back to neutral, we fold forward and sit back up, and then tip a little bit back from the hips. So now the legs aren't moving. The pelvis, go back to neutral, is moving at the hip socket. Legs are not moving, hips are moving. And as the hips move, notice the whole torso goes along for the ride without any effort. So a very large movement of this upper body accomplished by really only one particular joint of pelvis and legs where they meet. Just moving from there, you can create all of this change in position to where you are in space. And not only is that healthy for the back and hips, but now as we stand up and sit down, you'll see that that is the key. The key is right here in this joint. As you slide your feet back a little bit, you fold from that joint again, head and shoulders out beyond your ankles, and standing up is easy as pie, right? Most people don't do this until they learn it again, right? I've worked with so many people in the upper years, and this is a lost skill. And then once they relearn it, then sitting up and standing, sitting down and standing up becomes very, very doable again. So really focus on this idea of folding, relax. Notice I'm not putting any force into this. And then a little bit of force just to get myself forward somewhat, right? And I haven't stood up yet, but my butt is not on the chair. Then that's, again, easy. Sitting down, same idea. From the hips, fold. The butt goes back. Shoulders and arms and head are forward. And if you just fell in your chair there, right, Therese, you notice that is how you kerplunked into the chair. Notice that, right? And notice the angle that I've created is this forward fold angle. Then I can sit. So try again very clearly. Fold, Don't try to go up yet. And then once you're in this angle, folded forward, then the effort is forward. Then push. Now on the way down, it's got to be the same idea. First, it's butt back, head and shoulders forward. Then it's push the butt back and down, land, and then sit up. One more. And it's almost like effortless. Now, 3 times without sitting in the chair, like squats. So we fold, sink the butt just the amount that you can, and then push through the ground and come right back up. Again, your main practice here is, can you do this with no effort? Kind of like you're sliding the joints. Let's do one more. And notice that if you dropped your glasses or you dropped a pen on the floor or something, this would be your best bet for how to get down there safely, grab that pen, and come back up. So this movement is absolutely key. All right. So now we're standing vertical. Make your way closer to the right side chair, and it's there if you need it. So you don't have to be grabbing onto it like crazy, but it's there when you need it. But if you don't want to have a hand on it and you want to practice that, please do. But it's there if you need it. Now, body weight, let it go towards the right leg and feel your left leg be less in use, possibly even empty, as you can see mine not touching the ground. But I'm not pulling it, it's just not in use. And then just casually let your body weight shift to that left leg so that it's more in use and the right leg is less in use, possibly to the extreme like mine is, empty and loose at the hip. And then change. So the key to this interchange is that there is some, just go back and forth a few times, there's some lateral or left to right movement. But most of what matters is a quality of opening the hip, letting that knee bend a little, letting the foot and ankle be open so that the leg takes the body weight. And it's not a stilt, it's a spring, right? Change. And change. It's called left, right, yin yang, or separate, empty and full. Now we take it up a notch. As you go to your right leg, stay there, lift your left heel, get to the left tippy toes, put that whole foot down without any weight in it, and change your weight to the left leg. Right heel, get to the tippy toes, and back down. Change. Lift to the tippy toes. And the key is when you start to put the heel down, don't go into that leg. That's what most people do. They do this and then they go. So it's separating. So it's down, change the weight. Lift, lower, down. Change the weight. Lift, lower without changing the weight, and then change the weight. Now let's take it up a notch. Lift to the tippy toes, option, lift, put it down, change the weight. Get to tippy toes, option to lift, put the whole foot down without any weight, change the weight. Empty leg lifts, empty leg lowers, change the weight. Lift, lower, change. One more of each. And go into that left leg. Right foot is your empty foot. Put it out in front. I'll turn sideways so you can see the relationship. I'm not way out here, right? I'm just right here. But it's empty. Once you created that, rock, forward. Back foot, get to the tippy toe. Then rock, back. Keep doing that for a moment. Rock. Back foot empty, front leg full. Rock. Back leg full, front foot empty. Rock. This is level 1. Rock. Let's go to level 2. This is where you might want your hand on the chair, but someday you might find you don't need to. Back leg is full. Lift, lower, shift. Back leg empty. Bend the knee. So again, I'll turn sideways. You can see we're just going from here to here. So it's just a knee bend. So knee, toe back to the floor, shift back. From this front hip, lift, lower, shift. Bend the back knee like a little flamingo, lift, lower, shift. Lift, lower, shift. Flamingo. One more, level 2. Lift, lower, shift. Lift, lower, shift. Now level 3, not only are we lifting from the hip, but let the knee bend and bring that leg up and just let it be loose, loose. Let the leg go back down, the heel touches the floor. Rock into it. Now this back foot, not only the heel to the butt, but also bring that knee forward and then reach the toe back without putting weight in it, and then shift back. Front leg, from the hip, let the knee softly bend, comes up, back down, shift. Back leg, heel to butt and knee forward and up. Reach the toe back and shift back. Let's do 2 more level 3s. Lift, lower, shift. Lift, reach back, shift. Lift, down, shift. Back and shift. Great job. We're going to switch sides. So bring the feet together, take a little side step so that you're closer to your other chair. Empty the left foot and put it out in front with the heel touching softly. Level 1, rock. Toe stays on the ground in the back, but it's empty. Rock back. Heel stays on the ground in the front, but it's empty. Rock. Rock. As you understand the choreography, as many of you do now, you start to work on the qualities of looseness, of almost like melting through the movement. Rather than doing it in some way with action, it's more like you're not doing or don'ting, or I would say falling through movement, but that word has a bad connotation, right? Falling, but it is like releasing, falling through. Level 2, lift, lower, shift. Bend the knee, remember, just like a little flamingo, lift, put the toe back down, and shift. From this hip, lift, lower, shift. Flamingo, lift, toe down, shift back. Shift. This is level 2. One more. Lift, lower, shift. Lift, lower, and shift. Now, level 3, this is where you might need definitely hand there if needed. From the hip, there's a lift, but then you let the knee be soft and loose. So as the whole leg comes up, it's still mainly from this hip. It's just loose here, right? And then let the leg go back down. Shift. Back leg, heel comes to butt. And again, from this hip, bring the knee forward and up. Reach the toe back without any body weight in it. and then shift back. Front leg, lift, heel touch down softly, shift. Back leg, forward and up, reach the toe back, shift back. Lift, lower, shift. This is level 3. Lift, reach back, shift. One more. Shift. And shift. Bring the left foot back. Let's go back to our starting place over here on this side. Inside foot out in front, just like we had before. Take it up a notch. Rock. Back foot empty. Take a step so the heel comes out and rock. And that's as far as we go forward. Now we go backwards. Rock back. Wait for this front leg to be empty. Then reach the toe back. Rock back. We rock forward. Once the back foot is empty, we can step, light touch of the heel, rock forward. Then we rock back, wait for the front leg empty, swing an empty foot, toe touch, rock back. This is level 1. Rock, step, rock. Rock back, step back, rock back. Control. Not through grabbing, but through relaxing. So if you really relax, then you're capable of moving with this leisure, this leisurely quality that eventually can be fast and swift and efficient and all these things. But first we have to drop off all this extra activity that we're carrying around with us. And every single correct step like this sloughs some of that off. Now, level 2 of this practice. Lift, lower, shift. Now the back foot has to step up and over something. So pick up the foot, step over something, and step the heel down, empty, and then shift. Back foot, lift, lower, and then we go back. Rock. This front leg has to do something a little difficult. It has to come up, tuck, and reach. Right? And then rock back. From the hip, lift, lower, shift. Back foot up and over something. Up over. Rock. Back foot lifts and lowers while it's empty. Then we rock back. Front leg has to go up, bend at the knee, and push behind without any weight. Then we shift. Lift, lower, shift, up and over, shift. All the while, just steady, still, relaxed. And we're just trading. One leg is our support leg. The other leg is that support leg. Last one of level 2. Level 3. Up, down, shift. Wait for this back leg to be empty. Then heel to butt, knee up, foot out, lower the leg. Shift. Knee comes forward and up, toe reaches back. Shift back. Leg comes up to this tucked position. Then push it behind. Shift back. Up, down, shift. Heel to butt, knee up, foot forward, lower that leg, shift, knee up, and back. Shift. Draw it up, reach it back. Last one, level 3. And bring your front foot next to your back foot, side step, get closer to your other chair. Empty your left foot and put it out in front. Empty. Level 1. Rock. Once the back foot's empty, it can step. Rock. Then rock back. Wait for front foot to be empty. Swing an empty foot back. Rock back. Differentiate. Full and empty. Full and empty. Full and empty. Full and empty. 2 more, level 1. Level 2. Front leg, lift, lower, shift. Step up and over something. So heel comes up, over, and steps down in front, and we shift. And we rock back. Now this is that little tricky one where the leg comes up in front, bend the knee, tucking the foot, and then push it back behind. Then shift your weight. Lift, lower, shift. Back foot up and over. Shift. Lift, lower, shift back. Up, tuck, reach. Shift back. Lift, lower. One more. And finally, level 3, where we lift all the way and down. Shift, heel, knee, foot, down. Shift. Bring that knee up, back, shift back, up in front, tuck, reach back, shift. 2 more, level 3. And again, this meditation pole that I talked about at the beginning, from floor of pelvis to crown of head, the center line, undisturbed. Undisturbed, regardless of what these legs and limbs are doing. That's what Tai Chi is training us, is this looseness of the limbs that allows our stability, our center, to remain undisturbed. Legs parallel. Shogun, or closing gesture. Wings. Turn your palms up. The hands come up over a circle, and then like a settling down to the belly button height, and they just stay here. So this is called middle embrace here. Here's the belly button, hands right out in front, elbows relaxed, shoulders relaxed. And this kind of closes that section of the practice. And then arms come down alongside you. Okay. So I'm going to slide these back. You can keep yours where they are. I'm sliding back because I have to make sure this space is where you guys can see me. You guys will be moving. We're doing side steps, right? So you want your chairs to where, if you need them, they're there for you as you're going, right? I'm going to turn and face forward so that my chairs aren't in the way, so you guys can see me. Now move to the right side of your runway and see the runway, kind of picture it out to your left, right? So now you're on the right side. Let the weight go through your right leg. So now your right leg is the leg you're relying on, left leg is emptier. And that empty leg, sidestep it out and back in. Out and in. The key to this is to not do this. You see the difference? My torso is going with my leg, whereas what you want to do is this. The torso stays here, the pelvis stays here, and the leg moves freely, right? Now, step out, leave it there, shift, so the weight now goes through this left leg, the torso's going over here, and then shift back. So the weight goes through the right leg. Shift, feel the left leg become your spring-loaded full leg, and then your right leg becomes your spring-loaded full leg. Left leg. And again, your meditation central channel, undisturbed. You're just moving it easily through space. Now, stay in your left leg. Right leg should be empty. Bring it in, back out. In, back out. So your left leg is stable. Torso is connected to the ground through the left leg. Right leg coming in and out. In, out. In. Now, keep it in so they're very close together and the feet stay this close together, but now we're going to switch empty and full. So make your right leg your full leg. Left foot is empty. And then make your left leg your full leg and have them very close together. So this is really important because it helps you find this internal mechanism of full, empty, full, empty. Makes you realize there's not that much left and right. There's a lot of up and down, as in letting the weight go through to the ground. And this foot is empty. And then through to the ground. Now, as this leg is empty, step it out without any weight. Change so that left leg is full, right leg empty, bring it in. Change. So left leg is empty, step out. Change. Right foot comes in. So now we're traveling sideways. So you should be moving across your room. If you're not moving across the room to your left, you're not doing it correctly. So notice that. Notice how I am now over here and I started over there. So pay attention to the subtleties of what's going on here. Now we go back. Right foot goes out. You shift into the right leg. Left foot comes in. It stays in. And you shift into that left leg. Right foot goes out. Shift into the right leg. Left leg comes in. Shift into the left leg. Right out. Shift. Left in. Shift. Right out. Shift. Left in. Shift. Right out. Shift. Let's go there and back again. So in, step left foot out. Shift. Undisturbed central channel, like you're floating. One full, one empty. One full, one empty. And this is as opposed to, this would be the wrong way. Right? This is when we're feeling stiff like a stick figure trying to move around. We're finding loose, loose, fluid. We're also training strength for this pelvic floor, this ability for us to trade the work over to the right leg and then trade the work over to the left leg. Trade, trade. Let's go back that way. And shogun or closing gesture. Wings, roll, up over the top, settling down. Finding a moment here where everything, we let it come back to our middle, to our center. Mind settled, calm, still. All right, and the third set of exercises. Standing between your chairs, standing in the middle. Weight goes through the left leg, right leg is empty. Turn the left leg out. Now let's just stay here a moment. Turn the right leg in. Out. Notice how when the leg turns out, The hips turn a little bit that way. And then when you turn the leg in, the pelvis and belly button, everything kind of turns a little bit to that left corner over here. Do it again. Turn out, turn in, out, and in. Now back to neutral, other leg. Empty the left leg. Turn it out, turn it in, out, in. And notice that it's empty. One is full, so the other is free. If you cannot achieve one full, one empty, you will always feel very unsafe when walking. That's just how it is. And back to neutral. Now, empty that right leg. Turn it out. Shift onto that right leg. Turn your body to the right, 90 degrees. And then change the weight. Right leg empty. Turn it out. Shift into the right leg. Turn the body. Now you should be facing away from the camera. Empty the right leg again by filling the left. Turn the right leg out, 90 degrees. Shift onto that right leg, turning the body to match it. Bring the left leg along for the ride. And again, turn the right leg out. Shift onto that right leg. Turn. Let's go around one more time to the right. Turn out. Shift and turn. Notice that central channel still undisturbed. Empty the right leg, turn it out, shift. Empty the right leg, turn it out, and shift. Empty the right leg, turn it out, and shift. Let's go the other way. Empty the left leg, turn it out. Shift and turn the body. Empty the right foot, then turn it out. Shift and turn the body. Empty the left foot, turn it out. Shift. Empty the left foot, turn it out. And shift. Go around again to the left. Can you find the stillness present even while you are moving? So that there's an undisturbed aspect, even when you're changing weight and changing your orientation to the room, there's still a part of you that's just a constant stillness. Now, right leg, turning it out. Now stop there. This time turn it in and then shift onto it and a little quarter turn to the left. Do it again. Empty the right foot, turn it in, pigeon toe, and then shift and reorient. Empty the right foot, turn it in, pigeon toe, and reorient. Right foot, empty, pigeon toe, and reorient. Carry on. Go around again. So you're just pigeon toeing that foot, changing the leg's orientation to your body, and then you're reorienting the body to that leg. Empty leg can change and then shift. After you finish and you're back to where you started, then let's do left leg. Instead of turning it out, turn it in and reorient to the left leg. Turn left leg in and reorient. Notice that it takes about 4, maybe 5 steps with that left foot to get us around to facing back where we started. So keep that in mind, that the way we're doing this is sort of like an inefficient kind of hobbling step to get around, and we're about to put it all together to finish. Pigeon toe and shift. All right, so now let's finish sort of cherry on top, put it all together. Right foot turns out, shift onto it, and the left foot we pigeon toe. And now in 2 foot movements, we're facing 180 degrees away, and we take 2 more. 1, shift, pigeon toe, 2, and now we're facing back to where we started. So we're putting those two separate things together to make for a very massive change. Right foot turns out, shift and turn and pigeon toe. And now I'm facing 180 degrees. And then I'm going turn out, shift, pigeon toe, and rotating. Now I'm facing back. Let's go around for a third time. Again, all this stuff is practical when you understand that before you go anywhere, let's say you're at the supermarket and you're going down an aisle and you're cruising along, and then you got to stop and change direction or turn around or whatever. It's all this footwork that can be underlying it. Let's go other way. So left foot empty, turns out. Shift and turn and pigeon toe. Shift and reorient. Left foot turns out. Pigeon toe. Go around 3 times. Left foot out, shift onto it, back foot empty, turn it in. Front foot empty, turn it out. Last time around. And we're back to neutral. Shogun, wing, up over the top. Settle down, 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 down to your middle. Staying there for a moment. Almost finished. Now the slightly ballistic step. So step back from your chair so your chairs are out in front of you, but still within reach. Still within reach. Empty the left foot. So the left foot out in front. Now just remember the first exercise we did where we were rocking back and forth. So that is the most passive way of walking. It's very useful. You can get all around your space with this passive, just kind of easy cruising. But there's also a strength we want to build in our legs. So we do this sort of advancing step, sort of from a sports, fitness, martial arts step. So this foot being empty, back leg is slightly bent, so there's some loaded strength, and it's a push off and an advance. And you bring this back foot up with the toe touching, and then there's a retreat, push off and come back. This foot is empty. Advance, retreat, advance, retreat. Now feel that there's some momentum, but what we're training here is that momentum doesn't go forward so that we almost fall over or fall backwards, but we transfer it down through the leg to the earth. So advance and feel it go through to the earth. This leg empty. Retreat and go down through the leg to the earth, right? So if I turn this way, you can see I'm advancing and retreating, but my frame isn't flowing forward and falling backwards. So that stillness inside is just covering some ground, covering some ground. Right? 2 more. Advance, retreat. Advance, and retreat. Now we're going to switch so you can be nearer to this other chair as it suits you. Inside leg, left leg empty. Advance, down through the leg to the earth. Retreat. Advance, and retreat. Right, continue. Advance, retreat. So we're getting a little oomph in our legs. Push, push, advance, retreat, advance, retreat. 2 more. Advance, retreat, advance, and retreat. Now come back towards this side, so you're near this. Weight goes through your right leg, left leg empty, sideways, sideways. So there's that still place in you that is undisturbed. Side, side, side. So there has to be some push off that leg, push. Two more of each. Find your stillness that's undisturbed. Back to middle. Shogun. So groin, hip flexors, upper buttocks, tailbone, lower back, and then in the legs, thumbs on the inside of the thigh, middle finger squeezing on the outside, kind of like you're grabbing your hip flexor, and dredge. So you press and you come down to the knees, soften, go past the knees, and then keep sitting like we did our squat and dredge the shin, inside and outside the shin, and then let the hands just come softly up the inside of the legs. We go groin, hip flexors, sacrum and tail and upper buttocks. Come back around to the front and dredge the channels. Dredge, dredge, around, up the inside. One more time, groin, hip flexors, around, tail. Come back here, dredge, dredge, around and up. And then finally, up, turn, down, turn, up, down. Yang channels, yin channels. Yang, yin. One more. Other side, yang, yin. Last one. And shogun. And seal. Here's the navel, center palm, other center palm, and Taoist bow. Grab softly, fold, little yin yang symbol there. Thank you, everyone. Nicely done. Have a safe seat. Make sure your chair is where you think it is. Any final quick questions you're welcome to ask, or comments? Otherwise, I'll see some of you on Friday. Feel free to unmute when you are, if you have anything to offer.